Cursed apartment secrets exposed. As I settled into my new apartment, the cozy vibe lulled me into a false sense of security. It wasn't until I discovered the journal hidden beneath a loose floorboard that the unease began to creep in. The first page was innocuous enough, detailing mundane events that felt as ordinary as the chipped paint on the walls. But as I flipped through the pages, each entry unfurled a tapestry of sinister secrets that the apartment held. The previous tenant had chronicled strange occurrences, whispers in the dead of night, shadowy figures flickering in the periphery, and a growing sense of dread that seeped into the very fabric of the place. The entries became darker, more frantic, as though the writer was spiraling into madness. In the second act of this unsettling tale, I found myself inexplicably drawn to the journal's words, unable to stop reading despite the mounting fear. The tenant had become obsessed with the apartment's history, uncovering a series of mysterious disappearances linked to this very building. Each tenant before them had vanished without a trace, leaving only their journals behind. The walls seemed to close in on me as I realized that the journal I held was not just a relic of the past but a warning of what was to come. The penultimate entry was a chilling account of a presence that stalked the tenant, unseen but ever present, feeding on the fear and despair. The final entry, dated for tomorrow, was scrawled in a hand so shaky it was almost illegible. It spoke of an impending doom, a ritual that must be completed to appease the malevolent force within the apartment. The words twisted in my mind, a sinister prophecy that seemed to coil around my very being. I should have run, left the apartment and never looked back, but curiosity, or perhaps something darker, compelled me to stay. The last words in the journal were a plea, a desperate cry for help that echoed in the silence of the room. As the clock ticked towards midnight, the air grew heavy with anticipation, and I felt the weight of the apartment's cursed history bearing down on me. The shadows lengthened, and the whispers grew louder, a cacophony that threatened to drown out my thoughts. It was then that I realized the journal was not just a record of the past but a script for the future, a future that I was now a part of. The chill in the air was not just from the cold, but from the presence standing just behind me, ready to claim another soul for its collection.